Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Food with Trudy. I'm your host Trudy. I'm here today with almost a full cast as usual. We have Adosa, Kachi, Aminu, and welcome back, Skip. It's a coincidence. I'm sure it's not a coincidence that you're here as Chelsea beats Spurs 4-1. They finally win a match, and all of a sudden Skip is back here. We're going to brush that by that coincidence. And we're here today to talk about a lot of things. We're going to get into Ten Hag. We're going to get into Poch. But first, we tried our best to ignore this issue. We tried our best to talk about something else, but this issue just keeps coming up. We're here to talk about the refereeing decisions in the Premier League. It's abysmal. It's disgraceful, as some are saying. But some are also saying it's just refs making mistakes. Sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. Kachi, what do you think's going on with the Premier League's refs this season?
I think they've gotten significantly worse from last year. Last
Okay.
year they made some mistakes, and this year they've just gotten significantly worse. And I think we're only 11 weeks into the Premier League season, and I can tell you the mistakes they've made are probably double what they made all of last year. It's crazy at this point. Whereas all the other leagues around the world are getting better using VAR. Italian league uses it, and they use it very well. You hear a few complaints, but Premier League just finds ways to keep screwing it up. Things that are not subjective, they say, oh, it's subjective offside. This is the first time in my life I'm hearing what do you mean an offside is subjective for the McTominay goal? Subjective offside. Is it that they are drawing the line as a curve now? We're not drawing it. We're not
It's a bell
drawing.
curve, bro.
It's a bell curve now. We're no longer drawing straight lines to determine offside. And then now they are telling us shadow of the ball for Arsenal game. We're telling us, oh, you push, you put hand on the guy's head and push him into the goal, and you say, oh, no, the defender fell on his own. I'm like, okay. You push a guy in the face and you say, no, he doesn't deserve a red card. Like, to me, I kind of understand. Um, I kind of understand where Ateta is coming from for because the guy has been screwed too many times. I think now he's just like, you know what, I've had enough of this, right? And I think for his club to back him, clearly he must have been in the right. He must have consulted with club leadership. Club leadership are like, yeah, go ahead, we'll back you,
Do
right?
you
For a
think he's going
club
to
to
get
come out,
fined?
if they find him, they find him. So what? Like,
Damn.
he said what he said, right? I think he was tired of just coming to the press conference and just biting his lip, or like doing like Mourinho would say,
I prefer not to
"Oh,
speak.
I prefer not to speak," right?
Prefer not to
So
speak. I'm
that's
here
just
just so I
he
don't
just
get
had enough.
fined.
And the thing is,
Facts.
it's not fair because when the Liverpool one happened, like, okay, everybody was up in arms. Let's cancel the season. All the pundits on
Restart.
all those,
Replay the game.
exactly, all the pundits were like, let's replay the game. And then now all of a sudden, Michael Owen, Jimmy Carragher, now they're talking with the side of their mouth. They're even trying to, one guy even quoted Arteta, but it was a misquote. He added
Mm-hmm.
like two different quotes from two different games to quote how Arteta was supporting the refs when they made a mistake in the Liverpool game. Clearly, you can see the bias when it comes to all these ex players. Me, I've stopped listening to these ex players. I'd rather listen to the YouTube guys that I follow who actually analyze the game very, very well. But Premier League refs, man, they are horrific. And for me, I honestly believe it's getting to the point that these guys need to be investigated. Like, we're going to investigate Tonali and Bani and Tony for betting. These guys have to be investigated because at this point now it's so blatant that it's crazy. And if you notice, ever since Liverpool had that horrific game against
Spurs.
Spurs, they didn't get that call. Now it's like every Liverpool player that goes down in the box, he gets a penalty. It's not even, you don't hear anything about subjective handball or subjective fouls or these things like that, right? They've started coming up with new terminologies of how to deny teams goals. So that's just my take on Premier League referees. To me, they're all. What's the name of the one that was demoted even this weekend to the championship? And he
Taylor.
still made a mistake in the Anthony Taylor. He still made a mistake in the championship. Now, just retire him at this point. The guy got demoted to the championship and then gave a penalty that. So at this point, I think these referees, right? I think they've made enough money. It's time to bring in some new blood into this thing, right? So yeah, that's my take.
Skip, what do you think
Uh,
about these guys as you benefited from
I
them this
think
past
we
week?
need to be really careful when it comes to ref because, again, no, to be honest, like even last season, I remember against West Ham when Soucek actually dove and saved the ball like a goalkeeper in the penalty box, and VAR reviewed to see that against Chelsea against West Ham, and it happened again.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Yeah, like he dove. to save the ball with like you would think he was the goalkeeper, but like again, we just need to be careful when it comes to referees because again, their job is not easy. First of all, nobody's job is easy to start with, but their job is not easy. And I think the errors is not the ref, it's more of like the VAR and the people controlling it. First of all, who puts ref in VAR? These people are trained to be running and be looking at things. They are not trained to sit down and be watching videos and being under AC. That's not their job description. They weren't trained for that. So why are you putting refs inside VAR? Go look for another organization or another separate entity that will be watching that. Then you see, if they're two separate entities, there won't be any bias of challenging rep or telling rep, oh, go watch that. Whatever opinion you make from seeing that,
Or
go
be
watch
saying,
it. That's on
or be
you.
saying he's my mate, so I don't want to
Or
send
he's
him to
my
the screen.
mate. Or
Like,
like
what is this? What's
see,
this?
or saying like all these biased opinion because their new set of eyes. All these refs, they've been trained and brought up in a particular way of running on the pitch, being controlling and like controlling the game. Immediately a ref doesn't have control over a game, you will see start making bad decisions. And with VAR, they are not trained with VAR. Most of them have like 15, 20 years of experience without VAR. Now you just toss VAR, you expect them to do something good. No, you shouldn't give them like, they shouldn't be the one in the VAR car or the trailer or whatever it is. Refs shouldn't be. They
The
need
fan.
to form a different organization that are not referees, actually be watching. And then they can tell the ref, come and then apply whatever rule you have to apply. Because here's the thing: if VAR didn't tell the ref foul, how is the ref meant to see it? The ref on the pitch can see 100% of what's happening, and now the linesmen are just there for show now because of VAR. How many times have like the linesmen? I'm talking about the linesmen.
Yeah,
They're
that's
just
what I'm
there for
saying.
show.
Like the flag. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
how many times have they like even the flag, the offside now? VAR will still check it. They're just there for show now, so they don't really make any then they don't really
Difference.
make any decisions. So what we have to do now is actually look at everything and decide how the game is going to move forward. In England, in EPL is harder because the game moves fast. This is not Italy where if you stop the game, the fans have no problem and all that. As you're stopping the game to decide, someone is definitely calling your mom or calling one of your sisters and all that. So again, the pressure is ridiculous. So, but again, the their decisions is really bad. Like I'm seeing some of the decisions they're making, and I'm like, how can you sit down and be watching a clip and still make a bad decision about this? Like, how are you drawing a line and you are drawing a bad line? Yeah. So again, the conclusion is, which is remove ref from VAR, let it be another group, a new what do they call them? Union that will be looking at VAR and they'll be calling the ref saying, oh yeah, go review this. If you don't do that, because the ref will keep protecting themselves and they will still everyone want to like be the one in control of the game. The ref in the field want to be in control of the game. The ref on the field want to be in control of the game. So no, the decisions won't be balanced. So yeah, that's right. But their decision making is horrible. And yeah.
But the question is, why is he only them? That's my question. Like, why is he only English referees?
Because again,
The Premier
another
League
thing you
have
know,
refused to accept the computerized automated offside stuff that is
yeah.
used in Champions League.
But yeah, you need to look at it.
Semi-automated, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
In
So
England, they adjust the rule, offside rule, handball rule every year. They change that. There's an adjustment made to that. Go look at it. Every year they make a change to that. So these refs, like even me, I can't even remember like what
what
handball rule was
handball is
like last
anymore?
last year.
What's
What
handball is?
like I can't even remember because every year they make a change to this.
So it's
There's
from the
an
shirts.
adjustment and all that. So it's easy for us to look at the referee on the pitch and actually blame them, but there's a lot of people that should be getting the blame. The FA, we need to start with them because you can't be changing rules every year. Like, do you even know how they're determining handball now? You know, last season, immediately Bob Toucher and it's like penalty, but that was pen. Now they've changed it. They've adjusted it to something new.
Yeah, I know it's
So
something new. Now, if it's not advantageous
can
from
you
it,
see?
or you've
Can you see
sometimes if
now
you make an
what's
advantage
advantage?
from it, is
They are
not.
making it difficult. Like, so again, a lot of people should be sharing the blame when it comes to that. But yeah,
I do so. This guy's like, where do I start?
Okay, so the easiest place for me to start is that the average referee in the Premier League makes around 150K the entire year. It is beyond insane. In fact, I would say you have to be a certified mad person to think that these guys don't bet on the games or have family members that bet on the game and they make decisions to help their family make money. It's not possible. If Tonani, who is making over £5 million after taxes every single year, still feels the need to bet,
He's an
the
addict.
guy who's making 150K stands no chance. It's not possible. It's just not possible.
Inside
And then
trading.
when you now have it that almost all the refs are from a particular region of the country, when we, at least we come from a country where there are different, we have different tribes and we see how it works out when they are doing their politics, you really think that they don't have biases. And then one of the owners of the Premier League team decided to make their own league and started borrowing refs from England to ref the games. During the week, I'm in Saudi. Saturday, I refs week has to give them penalty when nothing happened. And you're telling me that there is no corruption, there is no conspiracy. How? I've been watching football like I knew what was going on for at least 25 years. I cannot remember a time when there wasn't an Arsenal player getting his leg broken or somehow the refs are doing things you've never seen before. Whether it's for Man U or it's for Tottenham for some reason, or it's for some random ass team that just came from Division 2, all of a sudden they are getting everything because Arsenal are soft.
I mean,
Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like I agree that they are bad across the board, but it still takes a special type of bad that every season I can go back after you guys send me, oh, you guys bottled, and I can literally find a game or two where if you just say, rest this game properly, they didn't bottle anything. In 2021-2022 season, we lost out on top four by 2 points. I sent you the video of the penalty this guy used to get that 3 points to win and get going to Champions League that season. For a touch in the back for a player that he was not even looking at. It had to be a foul. Gary Neville was like, oh, Arsenal, stop. How can you do that in the box? And then you're telling me that two
do
hands to
what?
the head, 2 hands to the head while jumping, restricting a player from jumping is
Where
not
did it
a
come from?
foul. Like, see, let's even say the ball didn't go out. Let's even say the fact that the ball touching Jolinton's hand to come down is not a handball. There is no way you can put someone in the head and you're telling me that's not a foul. Then we're not playing football, we're playing a different thing entirely. It's a different sport at that point. It's not possible. Bruno tries to elbow Jorginho's head and misses. 20 seconds before that, he 2-foot tackles Ben White, misses, and then goes over to elbow someone in the head. And you're telling me VAR said, oh no, that's calm. The first job of VAR is to ensure that player safety is protected. That's why if it's raining, not VAR, refs, the ref come out and walk the perimeter of the field to make sure it's not too slippery, so players don't tear their hamstring. If it's snowing and it's too much, the ref says, okay, guys, inside. Your first job is to ensure safety. So if Havertz has gotten a red card, cool, you can't be diving in like that. What if you break someone's leg? So in the same vein, you can't be elbowing people. You
but
can't
here's
go
the thing,
badging
Edosa, I'm not going against you, but now they changed the rule this year to
that
say
what?
being aggressive is not being dangerous or something like that. They
I think
changed
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. I
wording.
No,
remember.
They
Yeah,
changed the
no.
yeah,
See,
wording.
yeah.
Now the
even
wording
if
is now
wait,
no. I'm
even
just saying
if
the rep within a minute has
even
to
if
analyze
being
if something.
aggressive, even if being aggressive is not dangerous. See, when I play ball, I'm aggressive. I'm a small guy. You have to add to it to be able to compete with people that are bigger than you. I get it. I'm still not going to try and elbow someone in the head. If I just walk up to you in the street and elbow you, whether I miss or not, I'm going to prison that night to sleep first. Why would I assault you in the street? So if it's not allowed in the street, why would it be allowed at my place of work? It doesn't make sense.
But again,
I-
the wording to that is no
No,
longer
William,
this thing.
I'm not going to lie to you. They
Okay,
could word it as
Edosa, what you're talking
Chidi. No,
about
I
is
said
as if Bruno
skip.
walked into the pitch and like, you know what? No, let me just do this. Like, it's not as easy as that.
You know
Now,
what?
that's why it happened. So
No,
let's just
that's it.
make sense.
The
No, no,
the
no, no, no.
quote in the interviews is that, well, if you elbow somebody in the off ball, regardless, it's supposed to be a red. And they said because it wasn't his elbow that touched him, it was his forearm.
Wait.
Sorry,
If that's
Adosa.
the
Sorry,
rules,
skip.
no.
Sorry,
If
skip. That
that's
was
the
going to be my
rule,
next question. Hold on. Did the refs apologize to Arsenal
No,
after this
they
game?
can't because now it's bigger than them. Ateta has gone and blown everything up. Normally we shut up, we take it, we go home. You send apologies, come. 3 seasons. Last year 6 points. The year before 4 points. This year we're taking 4. How are you no, think about it. The league is hard enough. How are you supposed to achieve anything when you have to beat the team in front of you? They now have
but
to beat the refs on top that can
I
make any
just want
call
to
they want to make.
clarify when it comes to the elbow thing in EPL, that means all the tall, lanky players will be getting 1 red in every 2 games.
It's
That's
not this,
basically,
it's not the
no,
same thing.
no.
No,
It's the
no,
same thing. If
William,
they
let
just
me tell you,
now
no.
like elbow
Let
like
me
this,
ask you a
it's
question.
going to.
Wait, no, see, I don't like when we now start doing if buts. What actually happened? Jorginho had the ball, he kicks the ball away, and then he comes up to him and elbows him in the head. But he missed it because Jorginho is scooped. The ball is not with Jorginho, bro. So what the hell are you tackling for? Where is the play? What are we playing? I have passed the ball away. If I pass the ball away and you slide me and you kick me, then a yellow card. So how can
That's
you
a
elbow
yellow
me in
card.
the head? How? I
Edosa,
don't have the ball. You tackled me for no reason. Fly tackle.
Edosa.
Was
I'm not
the
saying that. I believe that was actually that was a yellow card offense. Yeah,
okay?
I
Okay.
believe that
Let
they
so
should be
wait,
charging for
wait,
that.
wait, wait.
But
So
it's
that's
not
the
as
yellow card
simple as
offense. Fine.
walking up to him and
William,
just elbow.
William,
Again, you guys know what I'm still talking
William,
about.
William, William. Let's say it wasn't a red. Let's say it wasn't a red. Fine. The yellow card because Havertz was the yellow card too. Cool. In the same half, he goes again after Jorginho and badges him in the back when the ball is not there. He didn't get a yellow card for it.
No, you,
Do you know how he got a yellow card? For talking to the ref too much
why
after
am I even
pushing
defending the
Fabio in
ref
the face.
when I just said they made a lot of errors? Like, but all I'm saying is, if you look at where majority of the mistakes come from, is from the rules. So it's not again. Majority is from the rules. He has to
Wait,
go to the
William,
FA,
wait,
not
skip. Wait, Edosa and skip. Hold on. I want to say something before I go to Aminu because Aminu hasn't said anything. It's almost 20 minutes. I want to say that in regards to everything you guys have said, I would say if they, and that's why I asked if they apologized. If they apologize after a game, they should not be making that mistake. That's just my opinion. You had enough time to watch the replay to know that this is wrong. It doesn't make
they are
sense for
not,
you to give the
they are
wrong
not,
call, then after
they
the
are
game,
not,
like, oh, by the way, sorry, that was
no,
wrong.
should they? Do you
You
know
know
why
what I
they
mean? It
can't
doesn't make any
apologize?
sense. It doesn't
Should
make
they?
any sense.
Should they? If today I slap you, I tell you sorry. Tomorrow I slap you, I tell you sorry. Next tomorrow I kick your leg, I tell you sorry. When I come back again to tell you sorry, you understand me? Shut up, your story has passed, bro. I can
so.
sit down here and list at
Quick
least 12
question:
incidents that
if
have nothing
next
to do.
week, if the ref union decide they are not refing the game and then EPL, what do you think will happen?
You'll be fine because we play 11-11 just fine and we know what the call is.
Are you serious right now? If the
Aminu,
Yes,
ref will play 11,
please.
are
skip,
you
stop, skip.
actually saying
Skip.
this?
Edosa, stop.
bro. If there is
Aminu,
no ref,
Aminu,
if there is no ref, you'll be fine
Aminu,
because they're not doing anything. They're endangering players.
Aminu, please.
All
Edosa, you've
right,
seen the
well,
likes of Bruno doing what he's doing with the ref there. What do you think will happen if a
See,
ref is not there?
no,
But it's
if
okay, go
Bruno,
on.
wait, no, wait, let me answer that question real quick. If there is no ref and Bruno does that shit, The second he's done, somebody is two-footing him to tell him to calm down instantly. And he's not trying it again. But he can keep on doing it because the ref is there to protect him. Because the ref is saying, oh, no, fans are going crazy. The ref doesn't want to send anybody off. The ref is there to control the game, but he's not doing it. So Bruno thinks it's okay. I can keep on doing it until the ref says something. After Bruno gets a yellow card, he can't do anything anymore. He stops. He stops. That's what the ref is there to do. If you're not going to send him off, you give him a yellow card. After you gave Harvest yellow card, this is Harvest sliding into another tackle again. No, you don't. Jaka is known for sliding into tackles. He never got a he never
Romero.
got nobody cares about Romero. The guy is dumb. Jaka never got 2 yellows to get a red. Despite the fact that he's supposed to be this dangerous player. If he slides you, he stops. That's the ref's job. If you're not going to do that, then just go home. There's no point.
I
See,
mean,
There's no point.
Edosa,
wait,
do
skip,
agree
skip, skip,
with
wait,
you.
wait, skip. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to unpack there between Skip and Edosa. Well, I'll start with some of Edosa's takes because I personally don't think there's any conspiracy. I remember seeing like an interview of like the Watford captain, like the ex Watford captain. I forget his name.
Troy
Troy
Deeney.
Deeney.
Again,
Troy
Yeah.
Deeney. He absolutely called Arsenal a soft team. So it's not like as if ex-players did not think this about those Arsenal teams um, in
In
the
the
late
past.
Wenger years.
Wait,
Like that's
why
just
do you think he calls us a soft team?
because the Arsenal team were not physical. They were more of a finesse team. That's just the
Okay,
truth.
so
They played the game. They played
because
the
I
game of
choose to
football.
play the actual sport, it's now me that is bad, and it's okay for you to break my teammate's leg.
You are
No,
playing
that
that.
let
No,
me just
wait. Now, wait. You had your turn. Let me say my piece
no,
first
because you
now.
say something
Wait.
stupid. I'm
Wait,
saying
It's
Edosa, wait,
Prodini
Edosa,
that
wait.
is saying something stupid, not me. But this is what the players are saying, and this is what it is. And
This is the
the
belief.
point I was going to make about that is the game has always been seen as more physical in England than in any other
A
country.
European
I
country, yeah.
think at some point Sergio Ramos was mad after getting a red card. He was like, he wants to go to England. Like this wouldn't be a red card in England or something like that.
Hold on, Edosa.
So that is one of the reasons why the Arsenal team has been seen as soft historically.
He's not
In
saying it's
terms
right, but he's
we're
just
not
telling
saying
you
it's
what it
right.
is exactly.
Let's get it straight. We're not saying it's right,
I
but
want to
it's
ask you a
still a
question.
mental edge
I
that
want to ask you a
players
question.
have.
So let me ask you a question. So Arsenal were seen as soft because they didn't like when people kicked them. But when Arsenal kick players, they are punished how do you pronounce that word? They get punished more often than other teams get punished for the exact same foul. Because Saka has
Uh,
more yellow cards than the right back that faced Saka in his entire career. Let that sink in.
yeah.
Saka
So
the, has more yellow cards than the players that fouled him 7 times a game. Does
so
that make any sense?
all fouls are not equal. When a forward fouls, they usually commit
It's not
bad
no.
fouls more
Don't you do
than
persistent
defenders.
fouling? No,
Eh?
okay. They do again, listen. Add up all the yellow cards, all the different players that played against Saka has. Compared to the number of yellow cards Saka has. And he has more yellow cards than them, despite the fact that we're comparing at least 70 different players.
I
Making no
don't want
sense.
to focus solely on the Saka thing. We would have to analyze every foul that Saka has
I
committed, every
don't need
player
to
that has
analyze
committed
that.
a
I'm
foul.
saying you have one of the trickiest wingers in the world playing against one back that is slow. And somehow that ball fouled him 7 times in one game and got a yellow card for talking to the ref. Thanks, now.
And yeah, so you even say yourself, some of those yellow cards are for talking, not for actual fouling. So
That's
Listen,
even
no,
worse. That's
listen.
even
He
worse. That's
told
even
them
worse.
7 times in their game and got a yellow card for talking to the ref.
you can't disrespect the ref like that. The ref has to be the one in
Yeah,
charge of
but
the
he can
game.
kick
That's
Saka's
just what it
leg
is.
up and tell him that, oh, he's soft.
But I take your point, but it's not necessarily about Saka or even this version of Arsenal. I'm talking about historically
Pick
why the
any
team has
Arsenal
been
player.
seen
Pick any
as
Arsenal player.
soft.
Fabregas
I'm not
got a yellow card for spitting again. They
Edosa,
insist
hold
to
on.
give a yellow card for
Hold on.
pricking someone's
relax
leg.
now. Take this
For
up with Troy Deeney
spitting.
and the ex-players that believe this about Arsenal. It's not me that said it now. It might
Mhm,
be me. But the other point I was going to make is if you look at the Newcastle game, you've mentioned many times that Harvard should have been sent off, right?
mhm.
That once the ref doesn't make certain decisions, it sets a precedence for the rest of the game. You
Yep.
wouldn't want Harvard to not get red, but then the minute a Newcastle player does something, they get red. And then it just snowballs.
Snowballs. Yep.
I so this is the thing about the Newcastle game where me I say like there's nothing to apologize for. I do think the Bruno elbow challenge that to me I think is the only thing that I'd say is a red regardless of how they treated Havertz.
What
That
about the
one
goal?
is a red. But the goal I go back to the fact that VAR is working as expected, right?
Hmm.
The language of clear and obvious
Yeah,
it hamstrings
it
the
does.
VAR referees
It does.
because this is what this is the problem with VAR. When VAR was introduced, and now we can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. VAR is here and VAR is here to stay. But when VAR was introduced, they explicitly wanted to do two things: one, keep the game flowing, and two, not re-ref the game,
Yes.
right? They did not want to do those two things. So even if the ref makes a mistake, they have to look at that and be like, okay,
Was
if
it a
I was
clear and
on the
obvious?
pitch,
Yeah.
is
Hmm.
this something that I would have seen and be like, man, this is ridiculous. It is obviously a foul, or is it something that you would be subjective and you'd be like, okay, some people think it's a foul, some people don't. So let's go run down the three alleged scenarios, or some
It's
Arsenal fans will
alleged.
say there are four. The ball outside of play. They do not have the camera angles that far out from the pitch. They only have cameras around the goal itself. And that's just reality. I mean, where would it end? Do you want to put cameras by the throwing line as well? Because he could have retrieved the ball from the throwing line. They have to draw the line somewhere. So they don't have the angles for that.
Actually,
So
there
they
was
just said,
one last season where the ball went out, but they didn't have the camera for that. There was a goal where the ball went out, and they just keep playing, and that action led to a goal. And people were like, "Oh, that ball went out for a throw." But first side, we don't have camera for that. We did no way. So
yeah, so that's my point. So that's one of those decisions. The ball was out weak. They couldn't tell. VAR cannot overturn it if they themselves they cannot tell. The second one was for the push to the back of
Jesus.
Gabriel.
Sorry.
So
God,
again,
Jesus Gabriel.
again, that is another decision that you can ask 100 people and you can get 40 people that will say is not a foul.
Yeah.
And I think you can. There's a good case to say that that would have been soft to give that as a foul. It was not a push. It was a position to support yourself while attacking the ball, right?
Nah, that
And
was a push.
and one
Okay,
thing Gary
no.
Neville
If
said
that
is
wait, I'm going to shut up, but sorry, I can't. Wait,
no, no,
Aminu.
but
Just
wait.
I mean,
listen,
What
wait,
go
Gary
ahead.
listen,
Neville
wait,
said,
wait,
wait.
wait, wait, wait. When you play a goal kick in the middle of the pitch and the defender kind of like leans on you to stop you from jumping, is that don't they blow that as a free kick?
Only when it's Hurricane.
What?
Only when
When
it's
like someone
Hurricane.
is jumping and you kind of impede their ability to jump,
You know
isn't
what I
that a
mean?
free kick?
Do you know what he's talking about? Like when the goalkeeper kicks the
The Hurricane
goal
special.
kick.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
How
yeah,
many
yeah.
times have they called Hurricane for that? I don't remember that.
Every
So
single time. They,
again,
it's the
okay.
one thing they blow against Harry Kane. Nothing else. He can do anything else he
So
wants.
I don't see that call being made often because I see that all the time.
Because it's only Harry Kane that does it.
Even in the Chelsea Spurs
Spurs.
game today. We saw it happen today. The barging thing, a Chelsea player did it
Look,
today on
Did
a
okay.
it today.
Spurs player.
Let
Game
me
on
The
let me
referee saw
Thursday.
let
it
me
live and he didn't even blow anything.
let
And
me
this is
correct
the referee that
your
you say is the best referee in the
let
league
me
right now, right?
let
But
me
let me just
correct your
land. So that's the
misunderstanding
second
No,
of
one.
it doesn't wait. Let
okay.
him land. Let
Do
him
your
land.
third
That's the
one.
second one. The third one is the alleged offside. Again, first of all, to the naked eye, it looks like Gordon was behind the ball. So if you're behind the ball, it's not offside.
The Gordon
But
had to go back to
again,
kick the ball.
No, I mean,
it doesn't matter if
Can
you
I
have to
say
go back,
I mean, wait,
but
Judy,
wait,
let me
wait.
they
answer him,
didn't have
please.
the angle to
Judy,
see
I
let me
it.
think
answer him,
the
please.
confusion on that offside wasn't the Gordon and the ball. I think it was the keeper being
No,
ahead of the
yes.
defender.
So when
That
the
was the
keeper was,
confusion.
yeah, when the
So
keeper
everybody was
was
like,
Which
wait,
ahead,
is he really offside if the keeper is here, the defender is here? Who is
which
really the
defender?
last man? The goal.
So
what do you mean
when
keeper?
Like Rhea was here
when
and
Yeah.
everybody else, Gabriel and all these guys were here. That's why there was confusion. They were like, is he offside if all these guys are behind the keeper? Are
Yes,
we doing it? Are
they
we drawing
would
the
be
line on the
offside.
keeper or are we drawing the line on Gabriel?
Yes, they would be. No, the line would be on Rhea. But let me tell you what happened when that guy retrieved the ball from the touchline and crosses it. Everybody was onside at that point. Rhea comes out, slaps at the ball and misses it. Now
wait,
everybody have progressed behind Rhea. So at that point,
wait,
Jolinton is not
don't
offside,
don't
and Gordon
be
is not offside because he's behind Jolinton.
is
So
he though?
yes, he is.
Do you know that for a fact?
I think he is
That
because he
is the
pushed.
point. Do
He
you know
No,
pushed
for a
but
fact that
that is
he's not?
Gabriel
no,
into the
no,
That is
post.
the
So
no,
I think
that's
he
my
no,
point.
pushed.
wait.
Clear and obvious.
No, again, you don't understand the meaning of that rule. So stop saying clear and obvious errors are errors that are made that if the ref had the benefit of seeing the game, would he make a different decision? That is what that law is. So you have to understand what they are saying first before you
I don't
start
think.
starting your insinuation.
I don't
Let's
think
play
that's
No,
what
no,
that
first.
no,
means.
no. Clear
I
and
think.
obvious is English. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait.
Clear and obvious.
VAR can be used to overturn a subjective decision if a clear and obvious error has been identified. The referee will explain the decision to the VAR and what they have seen. If the evidence provided by the broadcast footage does not accord with what the referee believes they have seen, then the VAR can recommend to overturn. As in, if the ref has not seen what happened and I know better, I'm going to tell him you can't. That's why if they don't raise their hand for off and someone is off, regardless of what you do, it's off. It doesn't matter that they
Yeah,
might have
yeah.
seen it and
Okay,
not
so
realize that it's off.
Adeola, calm down. From what you just said, that applies to two things. One, if the ref did not see the incident at all, he didn't know what happened,
And
and
so if
two,
the
he
refs
didn't have a good angle to
wait,
see what
but
actually
if the
happened,
ref
right?
sees somebody offside, but because of his angle, he cannot tell. Isn't that why we always see that they are drawing the line, they are doing centimeter, they are drawing the line? The ref cannot possibly see that. It's not possible. So he allows the goal to stand. He says it's a goal, and then VAR is like, oh, boss, sorry. His fingernail was slightly ahead of the toe, and as a result, he's offside. So let me go
So
through your list of things quickly. If the ball did not go out, personally, I don't know. I don't know for a fact. It's whatever. The idea that there is no cameras
That far.
to tell that the ball went out, I'm sorry, that's stupid. You guys watch American football. There are cameras inside the cones on the pylons where they are the end zone.
so forget
Wait,
ideal. What is the reality? Now
no,
you're going on a
no,
tangent about American
say,
football with cameras on this
no,
cone. There are no
say,
cameras in
no,
football
because
cones, so we don't need to
no, we know
uh, address that.
wait, I'm landing, relax. I'm telling you that we know that Premier League have chosen to not implement certain things to make the game better in the league.
I mean, more interesting,
They
I
have
guess.
what?
They don't do it just to make it to make these kind of decisions, make this kind of discussions happen.
No, but that's the
Realistically,
point. No,
it
the
doesn't make
reason
any sense.
no, but then there's no point of VAR. Let's just scrap VAR. Let's just put it at let's make mistake. Then my emotions will not need to get this high.
Can't go back.
Mistakes happen.
We can't go back. It's
I'm
too late
saying no,
now.
I understand we can't go, but I'm saying that if you're telling me that they're not supposed to make changes to get rid of all the errors, then VAR should not have entered into conversation at all. Let's move on to the second thing. They play across, the ball moves past Raya, and then Jolinton traps the ball. But with what? His hand, his outstretched hand, Oh, you're telling me all of a sudden it's a natural position. But then when last week Sunday, Saliba jumps up in the air with the exact same hand pose that Modric jumps up in the air. His own hand was not in, it was not in natural position.
So wait, I'll stop you there. So you're saying, so what you're saying is Joelinton jumped in the air, pushed Gabriel in the neck with two hands, and
Yeah.
then palmed the ball to
No, the ball, he trapped the
Gordon.
ball with the inside of his hand here. You can watch the video. It's the best video. And that's why when I start when you look like, oh, they don't have camera. You can
So
see it.
so
It's
he
the video.
pushed so he pushed Gabriel and then trapped the ball with his hand. He
His
did all
hand.
of this in one motion.
Yes. And I
The
sent this
professional
video
Wow,
to
footballer.
the
man,
group chat. And
that's
I
He's
don't
some,
want to.
Brazilian.
he deserved the assist if he did all that.
No, if you're trapping the ball in your hand and you're telling me that that's not a foul,
So he,
either the push on the head or the trap with the hand, the only thing that can make that goal stand is that Gordon gets that pass, not from Joe Linton, but from Gabriel deliberately. That is the only way that goal can stand. Because Gordon has to go back to kick the ball into the net. He doesn't get the ball in front. He has to go back. And that's your clue that this guy was offside. He wasn't on the same line as them. Now you can say,
not
what?
necessarily.
What is not necessarily
The
into
ball
from
bounces this way, then obviously he has to go back to
stop
get it.
saying things. Did you see Nicola Jackson find the way to
It's
score that goal,
physics.
score the
Just
ball?
because someone is standing here doesn't mean the ball cannot bounce the other direction. What do you mean? You're
Yeah.
acting like as if because I'm standing here, the ball must stay in this line or go in this
Anyway,
direction.
Bele
No,
move.
it can go anywhere. What do you mean?
If the ball touches me and goes to shoot the who's by my side, Fude will not have to go back to kick the ball. It's not a fast ball. It will just bounce in front of him and he'll kick the ball. But Gordon
Your
has to come
assumption
back.
there is the ball has to go in a certain direction,
Because
regardless of how it makes contact.
the only way Gordon can get that ball and it's not offside is he has to be behind Joe Linton.
Okay, fine. So let's
So
solve this for now
wait,
because wait,
I'm not done.
as you can see with this
Wait,
interaction,
wait,
it is already a
wait,
debate.
Mhm.
There's no
So,
debate. There's no debate.
for you, there's no
There's,
debate. For me, there is.
there's three things that happen in that, three or four things that happen in that
Yeah, I've
sequence.
got all of them right.
But then last year, when we needed the goal and Martinelli scores, they say, oh, he's on the line, but you can't tell whose leg is which. So you can't tell if it's offside. But yeah, let's just cancel it. You have to give defense benefit of the doubt.
They drew the lines on that one,
They
so
draw
they
the
had the
because
angles on that
in
one.
place. You cannot tell me 2 years ago they had the technology to draw offside there and now they don't. That doesn't make any sense. And that's what I'm
That is
talking
not,
about.
but that's not what I said. I said they had the angles were better for the review in that scenario. The angles were
You
not
sent me a picture.
good
You sent
for
me a
this
picture of
scenario.
that. You sent me a picture of that, thank God. The picture that you saw, could you see anybody's leg other than Gabriel's leg?
The the people in the VAR, maybe they had a better angle.
No, because you cannot find any news article. They decided to go with defense on that one.
Hold on.
So
Okay,
again,
so
this is my point. Let me just give my general point. I can stop shouting. How is it that every single time there is a VAR decision to make, more often than not, it's against Arsenal in a 50-50?
I
That makes
disagree with
no
that too.
sense.
Okay, Odessa, hold on. I'm gonna reply quick and skip and
So
catch you.
so the idea that there's a referee conspiracy against Arsenal, I disagree with that. Is it possible that more decisions have gone wrong against Arsenal? For sure. But when you look at the totality of the errors, it still evens out across all teams. We can talk about Man U and all the decisions that have gone back against Man U in every single game this season.
Yeah,
But
but yeah,
it's
this
not going to
season,
turn into a
instead of
conspiracy.
overperformance, Man U
No,
is
we're going to talk
cheating, they are
about this
playing.
season. I'm not going to dwell on what happened 10 years
No, I'm
ago. My
saying even
point
this
is there is
season,
no
I said even
conspiracy.
this season, if you go and check your aggregate of what VAR has given you versus what guys, you guys are still on top. Arsenal never had that situation.
That
I
is
don't think
definitely
so.
not true.
That's not
That's
true.
not true.
That
That
can this
is
season
not
that can be
true.
true.
I
The
will
That
only
this
give
thing
it
season
that
to
has
you.
that
given
can
is
be
the
true.
Onana foul,
on
on
Wolves.
the
Wolves.
on Wolves. That's the only thing
That's
that
the only
VAR
thing.
has given Man U.
Man U.
Everything else has gone against.
I
Everything else was
wanted
gonna
to
go
take away
from
The
from
only
Rashford,
you.
team I
from
can say
Rashford's goal
that,
to McTominay's goal to
yeah,
penalties they haven't
Rashford.
given us. Like, bro, yeah, Rashford's goal, that one that went out.
the only team that I can say has
So ball
No,
went
gotten a
Rashford's
out
lot
goal,
of
and
sorry.
favorable VAR calls
Rashford's
is Man
assist
City.
to Hoyland. Go on.
Man
the
City
ball
is the
went
only
out.
team that has gotten favorable VAR calls. But moving away from that, I just want to quickly say, how do we fix it? We cannot take away VAR as much as we want to.
No,
And
I'm
to
not
me, in my
even
own
asking.
opinion, they have to just change. They just have to change the way VAR is set up. Like something Skip said was interesting about having a different set of people in there
Different body.
to do the VARing. The pushback that people may have against that is that those people may not necessarily understand the flow of the game and have that experience of being in the game to make certain decisions,
Wait,
especially like the
the guys
50-50
that have
point.
the
Hold on,
flow of the
hold on,
game, how
hold
is
on,
it helping
Edosa.
But
them?
wait,
Let's
yeah,
finish.
so that was one thing I'll say that there might be pushback. But for me, right now, the way VAR was implemented was that the referee is here and VAR is here.
Mm-hmm.
They need to switch that.
Yes.
Forget all this. We do not want to re-ref the game. VAR should go to the top. There's nothing to go to the pit side monitor to see. If they see an issue, they should just overrule the referee there and there. Simple. They have the angles, they have the video. They should tell the referee he's wrong. The only time they should go back to the referee to look at something on the monitor is if it is not unanimous in the VAR room. Some guys are saying it's not a foul, some are saying it is. Then okay, we'll now call the referee, make the final decision. Other than that, all this clear and obvious, they should scrap all that. It's doing a disservice to the referees and to the people in VAR because it's already a very high pressurized job.
Kachi, solutions.
Solution, I think honestly, I'm in support of it being an independent party and not referees. I think a lot of these referees were taught how to referee without VAR. So now asking them to be in a TV room is, to me, just let them referee the game. And I think the penalties have to be severe. When they make a clear and obvious error, I think demote them, not even to the championship, send them to League One. And you cut their pay according to League One pay. So if a League One referee is making 15, maybe 1,500 a game, and in a Premier League game you're making 20k, to me there should be
That
penalties
week,
for that.
you
Yeah,
make one.
to me I think they should penalize them, just like, because really clubs are losing money when they lose games. A lot of these players have incentive in their contract for winning games. Just like a team that makes the Champions League and a team that does not make the Champions League, that costs them almost 40 million pounds. So just like their decisions are costing clubs, let them also feel the pain. And I honestly think they should come, and when they
Someone
finish
that's
this,
already making 150K, you want to penalize them financially. Like the
Well,
problem is with
not
that
penalize
is
them. All of us in our jobs, when we make mistake, don't you have to
they
answer
don't
for it?
deduct your salary and say,
Not your
yeah,
salary, but
yeah.
they write you up.
They
They
write you
write
up,
you up.
yes, but they don't deduct your salary. And the thing is,
I
people
think
need to understand that the refereeing job is not a highly sought out job. Before you know it, you won't have people
I'll go
refereeing these
referee.
games.
I'll go.
Yeah, you
No,
go and ref,
no.
but in
Honestly,
England,
my
there is a
solution,
shortage of referees,
my solution is simple.
especially good ones.
My solution is simple. Honestly, there should not be like when you have the opportunity to watch something again, you have no excuse to make a mistake. When you make a decision, stand by the decision. There should be no apologies. You should not be able to watch something, make a decision, then after the game is over, you'll be like, wait, come, we made the wrong decision here. That cannot be. Yeah, that sentence should not even exist at all. And again, you're not alone in that van, right? There's a team of you there. There's a team of you plus the ref. All of you have made that decision. We've made a decision. This is what it is. You can't now come back later and be like, wait, that makes no sense at whatsoever. It makes no sense. So based on the audio that we saw with the Diaz mistake, so maybe it's a language thing or the way they word things. Maybe that's where the miscommunication happens.
I think
Because
that's just one
yeah, because they were like, yeah, good decision,
That's
good decision, good decision.
Almost
Wait,
just
no, not good decision, no good
Yeah.
decision. Like, bro,
that was just an
so
outlier.
the Diaz, so the Diaz one and the Brentford ones, those are the two worst VAR decisions that have ever been made. The one where they didn't draw the line and calling the Diaz goal
good decision.
offside. I think
Yeah,
those have nothing to do with VAR per se, but just human error, and that you have to apologize. Obviously, the other thing I'll say with specifically with the Diaz error, again, when you put VAR over the referee, they
that
can
won't
just
happen.
stop the game and just be like, no, that
Stop.
was actually a goal. Like, I don't know what language you were speaking, but in my own language, that was a
No,
goal.
no.
Period. Go put the ball in the center circle and
Let's
give
start.
Liverpool their goal, and let's go and let's carry on from there. So for me, like VAR has
No,
to be
do you
above the
know the
referee.
funny thing? It's not actually the VAR official that draws the line. They have a tech team that draws the line. You know the
Yeah, you can't
offside.
expect these
So
old referees
so
to
again, so
know
if
how
the
to draw
tech
the
team
lines.
make a mistake regarding the line and the VAR call it, again it goes to VAR ref too.
But I'm sorry, how can you not
That
draw?
is
But
actually
I'm
the
sorry,
tech.
how can they not draw a straight line and you're using tech?
No, I just need to
It's
Come
say
on.
not a
something.
straight line.
Yo,
Sorry, I just want.
we have to
I know,
end
I
it.
know.
We
I
have
just
to
want
end
to
it.
say something. Your solution is what everybody has suggested. You need to kind of separate the refs from the VAR somehow. Whether you have like you say, okay, guys, there might be mistakes over the next 3 years, but we're going to train these 10 people, these 30 people to learn the rules of the game. They're not right. You will never know who they are, their lameness. They watch all the games and make decisions on VAR decisions. That way, nobody can pressure them. They're not scared for their family members. I'm sure that's the best. Like, nobody knows who they are, but they make VAR decisions. That's the best decision. The second thing is the difference between the Liverpool thing and the Arsenal and Brighton thing. Because
Is it
as
Brighton or
in fact,
Brentford now?
the Brighton thing is almost worse than the Arsenal thing. The Liverpool thing, yes, it's crazy that somehow a goal gets taken away for something that is obviously not offside. That said, VAR did their job. They had miscommunication between themselves and the refs. That miscommunication could have happened for any reason. Let's say the breeze was too strong for some reason and it cut out their communication, right? You can explain away how that kind of thing can happen. You cannot explain away not doing your job. How can you be checking for offside but then decide not to draw the offside line? All three of you decided not to draw the offside line.
So it's obvious to the naked
But it's
eye.
the techies
Wait,
that
I'm
draw the
not.
line. They speak Spanish. So there was a miscommunication in
Who's doing Spanish?
The line.
Who's speaking
No, I'm saying
Spanish?
like, oh, don't mind him.
No,
the
because
techies that draw the VAR lines.
we've already established all the refs and the assistants are all from one side of the world or one side of the country. They're all Northerners. So yes, nobody can understand them when they speak because they're not really speaking English. But that said,
Scouser.
they're all speaking their own language between themselves, right? So you cannot tell me that three people are agreeing to do something, regardless of how you are switching them. These three people seem to always find a way to disproportionately give one team advantages on the regular.
Whose
On
team is
Friday,
this?
I'm in Saudi. On Saturday, I come back and ref Newcastle, give them penalty. The next Saturday, I go back to Saudi, come back again, give them goal. There is a foul. And we're not yet talking about the integrity of the game. These guys, you were talking about, oh, if they are making 20,000 per game. That's not, they make 40,000 base and then 1,005 per game that they ref. When one small 17-year-old boy is on the pitch making 200 grand a week, me, I'm telling him to listen to. That's why they're always angry. I'm talking to you because I'm a keeper. You're talking to me anyhow. Like say, I can sympathize, but I don't care. You're there. You're the one that didn't negotiate for your salary. Ref my game properly. That's all I have to say. Ref my game. I'm not the one setting your. I'm not the one setting your salary. The reason why I think there's either conspiracy or corruption is because it can't be like this. It doesn't make sense. It does. Since we've been alive, we've been having this conversation, Chidi. I mean, it's older than us, so who knows? There might have been a brief period in his life where we didn't talk about it. But the rest of us that are 30-ish, we've been having control our entire lives.
Yeah, like I tired.
I'm so yeah, like
Uh,
when I say my head is gone, like my head is truly gone.
Skip, bring us
Uh,
home.
so regarding VAR, regarding making decisions by ref and all that, I'm sure we will never find we'll never reach a good place. Uh, we won't go a season without bad mistakes, but we can reduce it because again, it's not
I'm
as simple
saying,
as
but why? Because other countries don't go through this.
they
You
That's
know what
do.
not
I mean?
true.
Again, they do, but
That's
they
not
don't go
true.
through it to
Leagues.
this extent. And also
Nobody
That's not
cares
that
about
true.
those leagues. It's not
those
like they
leagues
go through it too.
they do, but
Nobody
not to
cares
this
about them.
extent. But also the game is not as intense and as
Quick.
crucial as the
Yeah,
East is in Prem. So they
that's
have
true.
more room. So what I would say is that they need to actually look at the rules of soccer and actually simplify it. All these clear and
You don't.
obvious and intentions and whatever, all these individual subject
Subjective.
and all that, like simplify the rules and
I
then
said, you guys said there
look.
was something called a suggestive offside. Just like my brain just processing that part of the conversation.
Yeah, that's what they said to Man
Don't
U. That's
cancel
what they
the
said to
Man U
Man
goal. When
U.
I
Okay,
tell you that Man U has been wrong
Subjective
this
subjective,
offside.
season,
I've never heard of that term before. Which one? You're either
subjective is
offside or you're not. Which one is
Wait,
subjective?
I don't, when they say it was offside, like a shadow or he had an
Yes.
intent, he had an intent to be behind the line.
I don't get all this intent thing. It's like telling a boxer, oh, you had the intent to punch the other person. How do you measure intent? It's either you tackle the person or you do not tackle the person. Who cares about intent?
I beg. Women.
If you're
Yeah,
measuring
so
intent, they would have told Mourinho that Sergio Ramos and all those tackles they used to tackle Messi when he was in, that they wanted to kill Messi.
yeah, that's something. So yeah, and also the VAR separate them, simplify the rules, separate those like separate the VAR. I'm not again, don't treat them as if they're CIA agent or whatever, like those are suggested. But like again,
We don't
simplify
know.
them, move them to like a separate this, and this will reduce some of the error. But like to be honest, some of the errors these refs are making is horrible. Like
It's
it's just
horrible.
bad, but like it is what it is.
It
Boss,
is
I
what
just
it
have a quick
is.
question for you. Sorry.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, I
Quick,
know
quick, quick, quick.
my rant took too much time. So it's for William. So you said that there will always be errors. But let's say
Yes.
for some reason there was 20 errors in a season. There are 20 teams. How do you expect those 20 errors to be distributed between the 20 teams?
I'm expecting it to be for like majority of those 20 errors will
for
definitely
Arsenal.
will be for like five teams. Five team. Majority of those errors will be for like five teams. You can
So
see 15
majority
of those errors going to like five teams.
15 of those errors for those five teams.
Yeah.
Wolves
In your
and
church
Wolves and
mind,
Arsenal. Wolves
in
and
your church
Arsenal.
mind, who do you think is going to top that table?
It's going to be the top five, the top
Top
teams.
five.
Yeah, the top five
in
teams.
a
Like
in a league where City players can choke you, hold you in the middle of the pitch, slide you from the
Can
back twice in one match, and
can
get
block the
only one
keeper.
yellow,
Can
can
block
only
the
get one
keeper.
yellow card.
And
but here's the thing. It's not as if when they're playing another team, a decision won't go against them or major decision.
I
But
I
here's the
have
thing. But here's
never
the thing.
seen it.
For them, they will just make sure they win that game like 5-1 or 5-2, and then there won't be any complaint.
Great. Do you know what else they are doing? They are about to sack Everton and put them in Division 7 for one violation, financial
I saw
violation.
that.
These
I saw
guys have
that.
115, and we're still talking about them like they're the greatest team in the
But
world.
here's the thing. We have. But here's the thing.
No, there's no. Here's the thing: they are
Yeah,
cheating.
No. Don't use that. No. Don't use that. No, don't use that. It's not again. It's not as simple as
I know
that. That
they're
they
Chelsea
just
fans
no,
and
no,
it's
no.
compliant for your
It's
club, but
just. It's
seriously though,
just not.
they are
It's not.
cheating.
No. It's not as simple as that. It's not
Oh,
as simple. It's
It's not
not as
exactly not.
simple like that.
you're
You
married,
See.
Abi.
But here's the thing. Everything. Every.
Happy you're married. Let's see how
See.
it goes.
No.
It's not as simple as that.
Everything. Everything need to defend why they use those accounting standards because it's not in Premier League. In this, you can't just say this is one thing. There are exceptions. Everything just need to make like
A
a
case.
reasonable a case for themselves.
Let me make a case. It'll be
If
good.
they now
Yeah.
no, if they now went to go do it because we did it because we think we can get away with it, then they just need to make a case.
If they get a lawyer and
That's
make a
it.
case,
So
that's it. You're
again,
done.
it's not
Okay.
as if they are
That's it.
breaking the
So
rule. So again, no, wait. Man City, whatever how many thousand cases or they have,
Counts.
115.
they just need to make sure they make a case for it, and they will be like, okay, this makes sense. When we make an exception like this makes sense. That makes sense, and they will let them go. But if it's just that, oh, we did it because we thought
No,
we
but
can get
they've
away with
not
it.
been able
That's
to
when.
make an exception for 10 years, bro. So what are we
Wait,
still
but
talking
wait,
about?
are you in the
Hey.
court? Are you in the
We're,
conference when
we're
they're
going
doing
off
that?
topic. We're going
Are
off
you in the
topic. Can you
That's what
conference
guys
that's talking
until it
about.
comes
Skip
out?
and Edo? So we're going off topic. We need to end this. And you guys know my view on this. Honestly, I really don't care about what kind of punishments they give them unless the punishment is stripping them of the titles and their medals. If it's not
I'm
that,
fine with that.
I don't care. If it's not that, I
No,
don't care.
Relegation.
Remember that clip?
that's why
Remember
they're
that clip that
delaying.
said a fine. You can define a fine as legal for a price. Like, there's no point fining these guys. They are too rich. They're just going
No,
to pay the thing and
they
move on.
can't get fined. The reason why they're delaying is because 115, you're not going to be able to come out of whatever they give you. You're going back to grassroots football. There's no that way around it. What do you want to use to tell? Like if it's like regular Chelsea 10 violations, okay, maybe I can even forgive it. 115. Do you know how dedicated you have to be to that to actually get to 115? You didn't break 10 laws. You didn't even break 50. You didn't stop at 70.
Yes,
115. It's such a weird number to get to. Isn't that like the total number of
And
points you
and,
can get
and,
in a
and let's
season?
let's even know the 115 that they broke. Imagine what Juventus did that they stripped them of that. Juventus was not even up to 10. No. They stripped Juventus of their
No,
title.
Juventus one was clear and pure, bright.
obvious. It was clear and
Like
obvious.
You
clear, like
obviously.
no. There's
No, it
exchange.
was clear and
See,
obvious. It wasn't suggestive.
there was exchange of funds that
It was
had
clear and
again.
obvious.
There is like what Juventus did. Like you can put handcuffs in someone's hand for that. Like it's like it was so
Yeah,
like
but you cannot put handcuff in not disclosing not interrelated party transactions
Hey, we have to end
below
this. We
fair
have to end this. We have
value.
to end this. We have to end this. We have to end this. You guys will even have a chance to talk about ETH. Hopefully, you see,
Don't worry,
I'm
we
not
have for
protecting
10
him.
more
This was
years.
on you guys. This is on you guys. I'm not protecting him. He just happens to be doing what he's doing.
ETH
By the
army,
time
bro.
by the
good
time this
coach.
episode comes out, we would have played Copenhagen. Hopefully, we did well and we're celebrating the progress of what our great manager can do for us. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. And as always, continue to love football. We've given you guys the solutions for VAR and refereeing decisions. So take the baton and run with it, man.